Welcome back to Asturias, ladies and gentlemen. I am in a good mood for once, only because we're finally getting the heck out of this tribal era for the Asturias people. So there's an ongoing progress, as you can see here, but it's going to be about 15 years. So in 15 years, that'll be 961 AD that the Asturias culture finally reaches the early medieval era. But at the same time, I have a current cultural fascination to plenary assemblies, which we could build a fortified tribal hold and enact a limited crown authority in about 18 years' time. And we'll get the rest naturally. And once we enter early medieval, and once I finish this, the first thing I'm going to go for is hereditary rule to enact partition, which is a bit of an improvement compared to Confederate partition, which, let me show you that again on how this works. Where do you find that succession? Ah, here it is. As you can see on the change. This is a Confederate partition, which titles will be divided equally between the children. New titles may be created for younger heirs, like those new kingdoms. Partition is under my partition succession. My titles will be divided equally between my children. Yes. So we considered past partition. No, not past. That's just regular old partition is just an improvement compared to Confederate partition. And these gender laws, which again, if you want to be male only, you gotta have a high crown authority, not limited, but high. The highest is absolute. But of course, our religion does not have the equal doctrine, especially these two. And we know that this is a elective system, which, by the way, I never really looked at this. These laws, I could see. It's like, look, I liked the elective system that's been going on for so far. It's easier to choose, but even though I prefer my eldest, like we should do it the old school way. Just hang on. So feudal elective has worked out for me. But these are cultural specific. Like you can't add the Saxon elective because well, has its reasons. Even though we could have just had this succession instead of feudal electives that we have. So there's your reason. It doesn't show it here, but you also gotta have high crown authority. Man, if you really want to change something, you gotta have more control, which is we're far from them. Remove law from Asturias, no cost. I mean, don't mess with it. It's just I wanted to have a look at it, which we don't often, do that. Swearing title allegiance. Ah, I see. It's within these areas. I see. Which again, I never really paid attention to that stuff till nowadays. But here's something else that I should pay attention to. I'm 51 years old and I'm doing poor because, not only I'm the kind of guy that likes to hurt myself, but also I'm starved at a little, event where I did not want to become a cannibal. Just hang on, man. Just hang on. We know that Pelagio III, the Foolish, as they call him, is only 23. He's got a lot of years ahead of him. And also, his lifestyle focuses strategy, and he's already acquired these 2 perks, which one would think will be back on the offensive when he takes the throne. Whereas I'm trying to slow down on that sort of thing and let Catholicism spread, as we're doing very good progress. And as I send my Archbishop, which it'll be about a year's time, close to a year's time, that Navarra, the county here, will be Catholic again. So we're doing good. Very good. But unfortunately, I just inherited the throne because Sancho died in a hunting accident. So now I got all this. Switch it. That I control these areas now. Tell you what, I think he can have these. Let me give you some titles, real quick. Cambra, Castelbranco, Braganza. And what else too? These are traditional parts, at least here, of Galicia. And this, well, for the heck of it. So he's become my direct vassal. As you are into learning education these days. As I am your guardian. And don't worry about this kingdom, it's rather in shambles right now. And this, Galicia Motherwell wants independence. If they're gonna get independent, then that's another county that we ought to take. Oh, trying to get involved in that piece of business, eh? No. Too much. But anyways, we got a lot of money. What else could we do? Boy, these hooks, and the active election. But you ought to pay attention to these. Yeah, just to add up a bit of taxation there. But this other man, well, I don't need any more levies unless it's a high priority on our part. So they'll keep. Any money's good money. 100! Rich person, aren't you? Well, I better start spending that money soon. We got some really good knights, but I probably want a few more. And force. Whoa, no, that's my son and heir. Can't invite till. That's gonna be a long wait. Well, I guess we'll. Hey, wait a minute. Duchy buildings. We have that, right? Yes, we don't. Because we don't have Manualism. That's early medieval. Early medieval economic buildings. No, we don't have these either. Well, we can upgrade one of these, but this provides a little bit more levies, but this county's more supply limit, and archers will be a bit more tougher, and we still have archers in this army. Yes, we do. Bowman. Go ahead. Well, wait for the money to come in. Good deal. Yeah, it's about time that this area gets an upgrade. I know it provides more levies, but when the kingdoms get divided again, we kind of need more levies, so just have that at the ready. Just a moment. Oh, already constructed. Did pay attention to that. That's good tax. Save it for that. I'm all money intensive these days. In fact, this Sebastian's been seen having a difficult time at our latest feast. He sneaked out early and was not seen for the entire rest of the evening. Am I your guardian? Oh yeah, I gave you these territories. I'm no good at remembering who's who. What trait have you picked up? Impatient. Diligent and impatient. Those two don't go together to me. Actually, leave that alone. I don't want to pick up more stress right now. Which I'll have that dealt with soon. Which, no, don't do that. Hunt, maybe, but I would rather get more money. Just a little bit more. Give it a couple of months and we'll get it. One against Veneruk. I'm a devoted servant. I doubt I'll live long enough for Paragon of Virtue because I would love to get to Valencia in the future, but I believe that's going to be up to him. Despite his flaws, but he's a strategist. At least, in training. Of all this separation, these entities will go independent. They're going to win their independence. Eventually. Now save your money to go out on a hunt and then a feast. And keep an eye on the active election. Who's that you're voting for? Well, as long as they keep the votes divided. So it's 3-3. Now why him over? Yes, the Duke is too old. Known for his sins. There's your excuse. As I said, despite the man's flaws and disputed heritage, they're gonna get along. And I can tell by that appearance right now. She's pregnant, so there'll be more children. I mean, after all, he's that kind of guy. And he's gonna live a little longer. I mean, did marry a quick woman. I was at my behest. Remember, when this goes independent, nab them in a holy war for Lisboa. Got an awful lot of guests, but how old are you? Mm. Anyways, more than anything, my quest to become to be a learned man is teaching me how much I do not yet know. What is more is there's so much knowledge that's been lost to the ages as books fall apart or the language is forgotten. Perhaps I could contribute by making a new translation of one of the classic works. Although, what would I even translate? Hmm. Well, I do have a little bit of knowledge towards. Oh no, you're thinking of the other person when I had the method focus. I didn't go for that sort of stuff. Hmm. Maybe I should stick with the scholarship focus and the events relating to it to get this, and then go over the intrigue and, just to make sure that the heir gets elected. Just to make damn sure. I used to know a bit of medicine, so the medical insights of Hippocrates' treatises. So I will be able to gain translating books, so I may get some from it. Ah, of course, the populists. Of course, but they're not as powerful as they used to. It's just these counties that's yet to be converted. I don't mind Andalusian Arabs, but what I do mind is those who are not Catholic. I mean, we're getting there. It's in the works still. Especially down in Granada. Why haven't you converted these? And the rally point, get ready to move. Here. In preparation. Too bad some of that money's going into maintenance. Thank you. But mind you, it's Andalusian Mudawali, not Basque Mudawali. So, that's down a bit. Where next? Oh, there's a bit of monthly progress you can see. Should pay more attention to that, like what area is more effective to convert. Less effective the further down you go, it seems. 3.8. Here. Take it 5 years. You recruit an Andalusian Catholic. I believe you are the first one. He's irritable, so he's prone to frequent outbursts and tantrums. Oh, great. Loses his stress, though. He's also gallant, flexible leader, cautious leader. Skilled tactician, but he's also sadistic and impatient. Shall serve me. You're a knight now. Alright. Not as numerous as there once were. Which pretty much tells you the effectiveness of the conversion. Oh, he's over there. This case split up. You go this way. Well, you will go that way. Actually, no. When I say split in half, I mean Like, this army goes over there while you'll continue on your route. Down in Cordova. One of my scribes has been making edits to my translation of Treatise of Hippocrates without my knowledge. I simply want to make it as good as it could be. I liked it whenever I thought it was my own work. Improved slightly, improved significantly, improved slightly. I'll make you pay. The rest of you scribes better take a lesson to this. I'll take a prestige hit. Ooh, that's pretty significant, but still. My work! Oh boy. I imprisoned my cousin. Tuscany. We used to have relations with Tuscany. Hook on a Queen expired, which don't really care at this point. Alright, my translation is coming along. One section in the version I'm copying gives me a pause. My scribes insist that the words on the page mean as we hold 2 feet in the spirit's rising edges of a hunter. This cannot be right, can it? Learning challenge. Or improve slightly. Yeah, it's going to add a bit more stress, but very, very close to reaching that level. Which in peacetime I'll have it dealt with. So, I could come up with something more fitting. 70% chance I'll improve the text, which will improve significantly and gain prestige. Or a 30% chance that I'll lose the meaning of it, and translation quality will remain unchanged. And this choice may lead down a path of cynicism. Guess what? Yeah, this could change. So it improves significantly. Oh. Wherever they're going, well, we shall wait for them. What? From Sakatra? Really? All the heck way over there? Where did they get such connections? The vassal of Yemen. And vassal to Mahra. Through marriage. We have no contact with them. She gained scholars, my wife. That definitely helps. That definitely helps for faster fascination. So it'll be 16 years' time instead of whatever it was. 12 years from now. We shall meet on the battle here. It's not independent. Soup is hurt. Now let's make some money and get rid of this stress. Work off some stress right now. Another lap around the castle, I can feel my worries dripping off me together with this sweat. Some people say I run from my problems, but I say run towards solutions. Another lap, thanks to me being athletic. That's step one. Make about 100 and go hunting. Find myself working on the translation of Trevor's hypocrites for hours under the flickering light of a candle. Often I will barely notice time passing. My scribes remind me, however. My lord, it must be past midnight now. Is it not time to rest? Improve slightly, or significantly, or just unchange. Translation be concluded faster. Nah, just say yes. Some sleep will do us all good, so I will get a little bit of experience with it. Translation will be a lot better. Translate from Greek to think! Asturias. Sometimes you can't think much. Duchess of Cordova, ticket prison by Uraca. A translation of the Treatise of Hippocrates finally stands complete. My words rest on beautifully illuminated pages, all protected by a lavish cover, as befits the work's importance. The tome has taken pride place in my library, and every priest who reads it is mightily impressed by my efforts. Some are already speaking of making copies of their own. This effort has taught me so much. I'm an accomplished translator, so I'm a well-regarded translation of classic works. That's what this character has. Clergy has a higher opinion towards me, and I'm a bit more pious than people would think. And gain the lifestyle perk. And son, what are you doing? Granada claim on the Sheikdom of Murcia. That's right next door. You're against the Umayyad Sultanate, which we could take them on together. But I will respectfully decline. Because monetary reasons. And I care about my own well-being more than the well-being of others. Planned cultivation, which will increase development and county efficiency, and it soon will get scholarly circles. And I will put a stop to that and switch to intrigue. Just to fabricate hooks or schemes, just to make damn sure that my son gets elected no matter what. Even though I'm not particularly skilled in intrigue, but we can improve upon it. Even though I'm not doing too well in my health. But if I die, then he'll take over, and obviously Rome will be partitioned again. With him getting a kingdom. Not too big, but enough to. You actually made a gain. Hey. He cats. Shield maidens. Well, we can't suspect that unless you look up their names. Led by Chiefess. Right next door. Now it's time to move. Okay, save up for 200 some odd gold then. Well, thank you very much. The timing is good now. So let's go hunting. Just to get rid of stress. Because I'm craven, diligent, and athletic. The age of the world. I have been studying the ancient religious texts and writings of scholars. They all seem to agree that the world will end 6,000 years after its creation. By my calculations, we're less than a century away. However, my archbishop urges me to keep it to myself, leave it to the clergy, and avoid panic. What if my calculations are wrong? Oh no, don't do that. Let's see, 50, 25, 100. I should consult with more priests. Now, let me go hunt. Sound the horn. Bounding through the hills, I'm getting on a powerful boar that's been chasing for hours. Just as I prepare to strike, I hear my lover, Duchess Munina, cry out in pain. She's fallen now. She's clutching at her leg. She's been wounded. Doing fine, she says. Move! I am trained in medicine. Because that's due to me having a high learning skill. So showed kindness. She loses wounded as I gain practiced field surgery. See, I told you I'm familiar with that stuff. Trust me, I inflicted pain on myself. I cut myself, and who knows I do that stuff. Then I practice the field of medicine to how to treat my own wounds instead of some quack doctor. So relax. I'm a king. Spouse is patron of theologians. Now she's taken on theology path. Learning per level the devotion too, so now it's up to 24 now. Although it would be 21 after I switch it to intrigue. Which give me a moment. Let's see. Okay, it's still number 1, but I would prefer Gado 2. Well, vote for somebody else, particularly the son. Hey, young man. Something for you. But say perhaps to sway you, and why on earth would I seduce? Wait a minute. What's your sexual orientation? Are you bisexual? Okay, I was thinking about swaying, but a bisexual, and I know not the rightful liege and everything, but I'm gonna need you to, well, you know, help me elect my son when I pass, even though you have 2. And this man also 2, which is the vassal knight. He'll be easy to persuade, but him first. This is probably a bad idea. No? No success? I'm not attracted to men. He likes his wife and is zealous and all the sexual stuff. Okay, okay. And plus I'm zealous. Okay. Just regular old sway then. Well, I'm gonna send you some money if No. Don't rush the day. Alright, what is my son's? Heterosexual. Okay. While I'm... obviously that. But focus on getting rid of your stress and change it to intrigue for the time being. Go for skullduggery. And pick up this. And through then, go through there. And that's it. So a very good learning skill now. So now it'll take 13 years to get assemblies. That's the estimate. It's 11 years from now till we're in the early medieval now. Need some more money. And static peasantry. The peasants in the county of Salamanca are in a good mood. The harvest is bountiful, the roads are safe, and the village elders are telling nonsensical stories of cows producing honey-laden milk and geese laying golden eggs. Peasants are praising me for their fortune and sent a delegation carrying gifts. Oh dear, lowered its control level. 100% control. And gained a little bit of dread. I'm not a dreadful person, am I? A little. What's my steward doing? No. What's the marshal doing? Nothing. But training troops and commandos. But you know what? Send soldiers to collect more gifts. Get a big pile of gold. But the control is just back down. But that can be arranged. Get that back under control. It'll be 3 years' time, so it's alright. And now the feast. The stress is gone. Welcome, friends. Goodness. What started as an ordinary feast became an exceptional thanks to Princess Duchess Gatto. I know her. Try to romance. Spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as things went out, we seemed a lot in common. It was such a good time. What a good evening. Marshal and precious vassal. I got a very competent count. 100%, but not going for it. As the feast is underway, our guests are eating and drinking merrily. Duchess approaches my queen and me at the great table. This is a marvelous feast. All compliments to the host. 28. She deserves all the credit. I'm still faithful to my wife. Exalted among men. He's leaving behind a good legacy for himself. Ah, yes. What? So he's become generous. So diligent and patient and generous, which seems good all around. Even though he's into the learning education. He already has diligent. All things must speak in given time, so. It said patient, but it's still there, so I had a trait removed from him. So, oops, my mistake. And I gained a trait, eager reveler. Ups the diplomacy and intrigue a bit. Opinions of revelers is 10. So, Savaricu has sampled the intoxicating life of carousing and debauchery and is hungry for more. Picking up more traits than ever, but that's actually tier 1. I didn't know there's tiers if you keep going these feasts, so one thing's for certain, unlike the predecessors, Savaricu is a party goer as a way of reducing stress. But remember, his sin of canceling can never go away from him. That's a stain on his legacy, but still. Counselor died. Different man. He's from the duchy. This is the new Duke, who's my direct vassal, and he's hideous. Wait a minute. What the heck? What's going on here? I had nudity turned off, didn't I? Oh. Let me look at the game rules briefly. I had that turned off. Character nudity says never. Then, what the... Was there an event that I missed out on? She's of the correct religion. Savaricu. Savaricu. He's a dutiful man and an architect he's working on. But I don't see no trait that makes her such that calls her new. Must have been an event that I missed out on. Okay, but don't look at it too long, alright? Otherwise, I'm gonna get in trouble. Anyways, who wants to be the new Chancellor? Ah, of course. My soulmate. But hey, at least the hair is covering her breasts, alright? Don't make a big deal out of it. So it's not technically full nudity. No, no, no. In the technical sense. So I would say there's something strange going on in this realm. Or me being old school, I would say there's something screwy going around here. Anyways. Yeah, levying grounds finished. Yeah, there's this other building I needed to build. Yes, I know it provides more levies, but more taxes. On the castle town with Infante Sebastian, his attention was caught by a criminal chained in a pillory. Lifted his head and made a show of ignoring the criminals begging for water. Oh, I did make you remove trade, but now you become arrogant. Oh, I don't like that. Again, you're the future king of Galicias. No, child, bring the poor man water he asks for. It's bubbling up again. Don't even think about it. Just wait for another event where it'll come down naturally. Are you voting for him? Yes. That's counted. His portrait just changed. I guess he just turned 18 that day. Yeah, he just turned 18. That's why I changed a little bit. And we're trying to get Salamanca back under control after we did something bad to him. And it's not providing enough taxes. Speaking of which... Spearman toughness increase. By spearman they mean pikeman. It says type spearman. Cousin got killed. That's the toughness part they're referring to. Our levy numbers is huge, but if only we had more. That's my spy master that just died. While hosting lords and ladies from realms near and far, some opportunities to portray my vassal Count Ovadan good light to presented themselves. My lord, pray tell, who's the most gracious person you have heard of? Why, that's you! Who wants to be my spy master? Oh dear. The best one is the Count, who was formerly a Muslim and forced him to convert to Catholicism, but it'll make him more happy, despite the fact that he's a known criminal, a bad guy. What's his health? He's poor, compared to Marina, who is poor and she's a bleeder. Okay, the Count then, he's a young man. A bad person, but he'll do. And that county isn't in... Oh, no, it'll stay with us. It's part of Andalusia, so give it to him instead. Forget about the Count de Cordova. It'll be more trouble than it's worth. Figuring where we are now. Although we're not plotting anything, so just disrupt any schemes around here because, well, as far as I'm concerned, there's a few secrets. Lover, soulmate, there's a difference. And yes, I murdered 2 people. Which they were related to us, but they became Muslims. Just make sure that those secrets never get exposed. Must never be heard in the light of day. My vassal Count Cassio asked me if I would like to get together for a small bout of carousing and merrymaking. He's apparently himself a reveler of some notoriety. Well, I am a reveler too, see? We got something in common. We both like to party. This'll be fun. Thank you for helping me loosen the stress. Just what I was looking for. And then once this is finished, then I'll sway somebody else. Why aren't you betrothed yet? I got nothing. But anyways, what's this? Vodawali uprising. I can understand that. Conquest of Faro. County of Faro, that's over there. Oh no. These bastards are at it again. Making advances. Tell you what, when this realm splits up, we gotta get all this back. I am no longer satisfied with the regular tortures that I've become known to inflict on my prisoners. I wish to create a masterpiece, a work of art which enshrines anguish and suffering, transcending all that I've done before. But the question is, who shall be my canvas? Yikes. Yeah, he's a likely candidate because he's a hunchback. Very judgmental. Or the stupid man. Or... I don't think she's that bad, so... Nice. Okay, you know what? I'll take the hunchback. I'll use him as my subject in this endeavor, so he's moved to the dungeon. Now that I have my canvas selected, I need to decide what form of my masterpiece shall take. I could think of many agonies I would love to inflict upon Hila, but if I'm to create the true masterpiece, I must focus on doing just one thing perfectly. What the hell am I doing? What gives me the most intrigue, lifestyle? Any of them. I mean, after all, I am a murderer, kid slayer, and I like to self-harm, but I need to harm someone else. Get more dread. All friends and lovers of him will lose opinion of me because we execute a close relation as if he's got any. Plus, they're all in prison, so it don't matter. So it's likely going to be that. Or he will sing me a sweet song of anguish, which, well, I can handle the stress. And I will gain fond memories, which adds even more stress loss. Or do that and just... I know he gets a little bit stressed, but gains 1,000 opinion of me, his mind broken, and getting nicknamed a mind freaker. Okay, you know what? Break his mind and make him my thrall. I will begin a long and arduous process of stripping away his individuality, turning him into my loyal servant, even though the man's near death, so I don't think that's an option. So, no, don't do that. Huh? He's suffered enough. I'll just take the dread, so I'll put it on display for the whole realm to see. And I'll become known as the Flayer. I will shape his flayed body into a beautiful sculpture. Because he's a hunchback. He's a freak. Well, Pelagia was right. About Savaricu. That boy ain't right. We ought to get this area back one day when we fight against them. Although their strength is similar to ours, because he's got backup. And it's worse that he's allied with the Uman. So if we want this area back, we have to fight them. But at least they are a different faith, so they can't have too many allies. Unless they make some arrangements. So I think other Moses viewed them as astray, rather than hostile. At least as far as I'm concerned. How do you like the stew, my lord? Mixed in with pieces of vegetables and fatty chunks of meat, a stringy texture interrupted with what looks to be short and sparse fur. When asked about the ingredients, my private cook comments and only smiles and tries to. My only wish is to serve you, my lord. So you are honest. Well, for once, the exact content of my meals does not matter, so I ate a good meal. Just want to have slightly improved health, even though I am ailing, so it's only a matter of time. You're voting for the Frenchman? Huh? What can I do with that hook? Give me more taxes. I mean, you have a big old country. Never expect I would grow close to Count Castillo, as I've done in the past few years. On multiple occasions, he's proven himself to be a reliable and forthright man, with my only best interests at heart. It's so rare to find a true friend. That's what I need, friends. And I think that's the... Oh no, I had a friend before. Count Castillo from Orania. From all the way over there. Oh no. A zealot. Cordova's back to being ruled by Muslims again. But there is a Catholic Andalusian from Medellin. We could assassinate him right here, right now. This could work, and I'm gonna need some help to make it happen. It's not gonna be enough to stop it, but... because, you know, that ultimatum will come up by then. For what reason? You got something? Then again, he ain't bright. Also, stop swaying him. I got what I need. Need to sway somebody else. 100. Okay. No need to sway anybody. Unless, no, you can't do that because homosexuality, same sex is frowned upon in Catholic. It's not criminal, it's just frowned upon. Shunned. That's the part of it. And plus, there's about to be uprising, so don't spend anything. It's for the income, you see. What else? Think. Oh yeah, you're turning 16 this November. I'll get a notification soon. I should know. Oh, switch that rally point. We know where it's coming up. Gets Duchy of Granada, not Andalusia, because Andalusia has become a Christian majority. But Granada is now where the Muslim majority lives now. And Cordova is further contributing to it. So honestly, we should have raised it in Granada somewhere. But nonetheless, split up once it's all gathered. Deselect. One goes over there. I believe the leader's down there, yes. You're the better commander of the two. You go up there. Meet up then. I'm surprised they never made any advances. I mean, I don't want to fight West Francia once we deal with all this. Granddaughters taken prisoner. Wait a minute. Your children. At least you're leading the battle. I can tell by that uniform you're wearing. He's in Murcia. He's over there. Be careful. There's the leader again. Better capture him. Nope. Okay. Insightful thinker. He's compassionate and patient and diligent, is what we know about him. As he's betrothed to some Andalusian woman who's way better in the realm of diplomacy and is patient. Oh, great. An impatient man marrying to an impatient woman. Well, she is from Cordoba. Not your business. Hate to do this to Cordoba, most developed city of the region. Where are they going? If I had that crown authority right now, I would definitely revoke Cordoba and keep it to myself for the money. Level of splendor increase of the dynasty. It is well known. And finally. Turn around, you fools. Val Count Yaya is at war. He's currently camped in Valencia. And sources tell they will pick up more camp followers soon. A perfect opportunity to get some of my people into the camp. Oh. So we'll take that option. Don't take the other one because this is not a major war. We have your wife. Yes. Both of your wives. Gee, I would recruit her. She wants freedom and she'll get freedom. But give me Catholicism, okay? I don't need a hook from you, but you could be of some use to me. Especially you of a forgiving nature. You know, past childbearing age, but still. We're about to kill this guy, so she's about to become a widow. As per ordered. One more battle, and the leader is there. Schedule the journey for Count Yaya, which will take us through the dark woods. All that is missing is a band of thugs that will tragically slay them in a highway robbery gone wrong. I can already imagine blood seeping to the dark soil. The woods is going to be a dangerous place. My attempt on his Iceman thwarted. My hired thugs failed to overpower his retinue. At least there were the slain to a man with no one left to talk. They've been assumed to be nothing but common bandits. Well, let's just stop right there, because that man's going to prison. And all the rest of you. Yeah, that's quite an age difference, but do you really want to? 1 second. I ought to kill you for this. is killed by you. Let me see. All close family members, spouse of his, all dynasty members of his. They will hate my guts. And who's the, well, it's possible that, may hold a grudge against me. At least a proper Catholic. You know what? Just move to the dungeon. So yes, they're not too happy with this sort of news, but what can you do? I just will make sure that you... But remember, if I torture him, then not only hurts his health significantly, but they will hate my guts. And plus I spend a bit of piety. And I'll get even more stressful. No, don't do that. Just let him die in the dungeon eventually. And also, as for this thing, break that off. I don't like that age gap that you got there. Find someone else more suited. I'll find a spouse for you, someone more suited to a person of your age. A different faith. Age. Slow down here. Start looking. You know what? Just do that so for the heck of it. He's gonna be the future king of the sea. Again, can't convince him anymore, but I can. Start fabricating hooks. Starting to do that stuff again. I may be feeling poor right now, but if I want to, I could hurt myself and make my health worse and then die, but I got a lot to contribute. My spies have informed me about a hunter causing a ruckus at the local tavern. The man is spending large amounts of gold and bragging loudly about a great deal he struck with a fancy lady in pearls and silk. Apparently he drew a map of local hills for an unknown noblewoman. Spies think the lady must be scheming against me or one of my subjects. Imprison him? He's not worth anything, but I'll just say thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll be more vigilant for this. And back to normal. And we'll have full control of the county very soon. Footsteps echoing down dark hallways and misplaced papers in my study, a shadow seen from a corner of my eye. You think someone is following you? My daughter seems to halt over before nodding herself. I've noticed some suspicious things in the castle recently. Oh dear. I know I'm not that kind of guy, but I need to get to the bottom of this. Right now! No, don't do that. I'm just looking like, hey, can't you get that child back? Hidden in one of the more desolate hallways, one that leads to the most private chambers as well as the castle gardens, I wait and I watch. Was it foolish to come here? Maybe if my footsteps are moving down quietly down the hallway. A figure emerged in the shadows. What is the Queen doing here? I must be sure, but I will continue to follow her, so my intrigue versus hers. She's an amateur plotter, so she does come from an intrigue background, compared to me, who's, aspiring to be. She may notice me. Excuse me? Don't need more letters. I follow her unnoticed, and as we near my private chambers in the castle gardens, my heartbeat rises. What is she doing here? Distracted. Here, I jostle a vase decorated in the hallway, and it crashes to the floor. The clamor that follows almost cover her hurried steps as they fade down the corridor, and she is soon lost to the night. Damnation! I need to keep an eye out. Yes, move, even though she's a known criminal for adultery. But I refuse to imprison her because she's got skill. And I need that skill. The learning part. That's the reason why I married her in the first place. Oh yeah, it still works. Tidbits from far away. Visiting the local market, a merchant from a faraway land catches my attention. Come closer, my lord. Marvel at the treasures never before seen in these lands. I had to blend into the populace to get these beauties out. Truly a harrowing experience. This merchant might have more to give me than marvels from afar. Diplomatic or... I convinced the merchant to share his insights. It must be interesting. Travel as much as you do. So this is a diplomacy challenge, something I have familiarity with. So I can convince the merchant and understands people for 3 years. More scheme resistance. And I will gain some of this, or I'll fail to convince it. I convinced them. Good work. No more factions. In the meantime, where else shall we convert? 3.11, 3.14, 2.14, 2. Yeah, further down you go, it's not much. Up here, next. For 5 years. Doubt you'll be around by then. Asturias Modavali. Strategist. Come on in. Regardless of faith, any fighting man is good. He'll pay 25 to release Countess. Sure. But I ain't releasing you. Oh, there's that again. Just wondering if it contributes any difference. If they're all this slow conversions. More levies, a little bit, but more taxes more importantly. Again, I can't switch another focus in the meantime. But I'll go for digging for dirt. Soon we gotta start looking for secrets around here. Or the neighboring country. With the ongoing conflict between Count Rodrigo and Countess Mencit, I've been working tirelessly to get the heart of the quarrel. I believe that with the right encouragement, a settlement may be reached. Spend the prestige. Stop fighting. Nobody likes infighting. More taxes. Well, I guess we could at least build another building. I mean, we got this. You know, all this for strong garrison levies. Anything else missing? Well, just pick either three. My vassal, Mayor Silu, has arrived at the court with a bandaged arm and fear in his eyes. He tells me that my daughter's been challenging people at the duels all over Villicos. Please forgive me, my lord, but this has to stop. She turned up at my doorstep and challenged me. I had no choice but to accept. It's not the first time either, but I'm the last long line of victims. Well, she's not a knight, but she's married to one. Why would I want to give her a sparring blade, master? A dangerous pastime. You need an instructor. I was going to do snag with that money anyhow. She did pick up this, but what can you do, huh? She's a woman who likes to fight, apparently. She's not a knight. Or dame. That's the female term for it. "7 years now." Still barely up in that threshold. I have exposed that Amelia murdered Ida. Why do I need to know that? Haven't I seen you before? Yeah, I think I've seen you before. Could not. But I don't want the conflict with Westphal. They're stronger than us. And more interested in eventually unite all of this, but that's not going to be until another 50 years or so. What are they doing so close to Rome? They took Rome! You better take that back, or otherwise, all hell's gonna... And Sweden is there too. This is what happens when you don't pay attention to other European affairs. Look how messy it is. And Byzantine's the only... and West Bank is the only reasonable, but... No wonder why the fervor is so low. Because we don't have under the control of all these holy sites. Because the Muslims took Rome. Rome has fallen. But if they could get their act together, then maybe, just maybe, we can... Well, at least they're busy right now. The fervor keeps getting lower and lower. Well, now I guess we are the new beacon of Catholicism that is strong here, because... Well, no, it's still strong on the others, it's just here it's a bit more complicated, but can be resolved. Who are you? You converted. Great. That man. And he just got a son. Obviously. Duelist returns. Before Fernanda opens her mouth, I can tell it will be bad, but the panic in her eyes is most unlike her. Please, Father, you have to help me. I did not mean to. He was not supposed to die. You killed Duke Savaricu? Savaricu of Garcia, you killed him? At least you put her clothes on. Don't know what the hell was that about. Yeah, he's a lusty man. I guess he must have told her that, but he's dead, so therefore she's free. Great, she's a murderer and a dynastic kinslayer. You lost a level of devotion. You committed a sin. Let's see. Yeah, something for the local economy. Hill farms will do. And when the mayor provides you more money, well, more taxes to it. So go for that as well. Help the city out a bit. I don't often invest in these sort of things. It's taken a while to fabricate a hook on it. Maybe I ought to switch it to support the schemes. Make it go faster. 9 months. There you have it. How's your progress? He's got hit and run now, so the tree losses will be less and more damage from heavy infantry, spearmen, and archers. Good one. Picked up Parthian tactics. Man, these men at arms will be very good under him. And counter efficiency, up. He's doing very well. Soon he's going to go take this route. And then he'll get sappers and he'll be a strategist in no time. Especially when he becomes king. Despite his lack of prowess, but at least he'll be more militant, and this will enter to a new period of the reconquest of the lands that was lost to us centuries ago. I know this has been a largely peaceful and quiet episode as of late. It's just I wanted to make sure that the son gets elected by any means. Oh, what else? I'm trying to think of something in my head. I mean, at least I keep the learning up. Eight years. And meanwhile, 5 years. So, okay, 960 then. So we're in Augsburg. I need to get kidnapper again, even though I don't think I'll do any possibility of any kidnappings by then. It's just, well, would it be better if you just, oh, I don't know. It's a thing I don't want to revolve around on. Well, it was bound to happen because the Muslims have taken Rome. Rome, the city of St. Peter and the very seat of the papacy itself, has fallen to the infidels. In response, the Pope in exile, His Holiness Pope Avernus, has declared his intention to forge an alliance with Christian lords in order to reclaim the eternal city. Well, if I'll be able to join any crusades. I mean, if it's for Rome, well, I'll support it, but I'm not coming over there, because it'll be a waste of my time. And plus, we got other problems here. These uprisings. It's another problem. So, the Crusades have started 150 years early. All because those guys took Rome. Not just the whole Latium, but Rome. And the Pope isn't really in exile. He's seated over at Prince Bishop. Yeah, he's seated over there in at Scribes, we have letters to compose. Since you never voted for my son. Well, guess what? Force that vote. There. You're next, pal. Disband. You don't have that ability anymore. Alright. Wait a minute. I mean, you got no children, but we know that man. Well, Catholic and Andalusian. Oh, if I only had double schemes, but I can only do it one at a time. Well, a papal envoy has reached my court, bringing news from the Vatican. Pope Urbanus issued a call to arms to all righteous Christian rulers. As a Catholic king, I'm expected to land in support of this most holy cause, sponsored by the Universal Church itself. To all those who take the fight against the vile infidels desecrating the holy grounds of Jerusalem, the Holy See promises full absolution from all sins and a guaranteed place in heaven. You say Jerusalem? Not Rome? I guess you'll have to get it yourself then. But Jerusalem is a long way, and Byzantine Empire holds it. They hold Jerusalem. So we're taking a bit of Jerusalem. This small bit. Even though Byzantium has got the right idea. And plus, we fail to realize, well, since the Byzantine Empire does hold Jerusalem, but it's only a matter of time before those jihads begin. So I'll just contribute then. It's not the big gains that I would hope for, just I'll contribute. I could pledge to join whenever I want to. But it's the Arabian Empire. But I can't redirect the war because I already donated, so. Check back in, when does it begin? 11 months. I'll check back in a few. Like if they're not contributing, then I'll join. I don't like the idea, but I will join. Who's there? Consider this as practice. At least we're not losing as much money as we used to after we're investing on more taxes. Especially down in Granada. Now disband. I may possibly go. Oh man. Really bringing the numbers. Check the participants of these defenders besides the Arabian Empire. more joining. I mean, if you can at least take the objective and hold it, then it'll be fine. But there's another problem. Andalusian Catholics. Now it's the culture you have to worry about in the future. Andalusian Catholic forest fighter. There ain't no forests in Jerusalem. A dark night can truly make the shadows in the hallways come alive. The perceived risk for unsanctioned visitors rise ever higher for every unguarded corner spotted. If I alone could see many faults, imagine what more people with a similar perspective could do. My perspective alone is enough. Improved defenses. We'll stop right here, because in the next episode I'll decide whether or not I should join a crusade for the Kingdom of Jerusalem, a part of Jerusalem. Orthodox Catholics should share Jerusalem together. But the numbers are beginning to catch up, so if I join, it'll be even with the kind of numbers we have nowadays. But I don't think you should worry too much about the populace these days. They're too weak. Even if they do get around, it'll still be too weak. Look where we converted. Great chunk of it. But I think we should be alright now. So I'll decide what happens in the next episode, but also expect in the next episode another partition for Asturias. The realm will split again and may possibly get back together again, as it was before. So we'll see what happens next. But until then, so long for now.